If you could change the world in any way, how would you change it?
I would take a thread and a needle and I'd interweave love into our society. That's what I would do. I think the absence of love in our society is absolutely palpable. I feel like the empathy we have for one another, the tolerance that we have for one another, it's completely eroded, you know, and there is so much anger in society. There's so much anger in society, and I often think, what would one replace that with? Because also that anger has become inflicted. You know, we're not kind of driven towards one goal. We're kind of turning on one another. And so for me, the thing that I would do if I could change the world, I would have the world and I'd have it spinning on this axis of love. That's what I'd have. Because we've lost, as a society, in my humble opinion, I think we've lost our way. And I think the last 15 years, or the last 13 years for sure, particularly in British society, has been a huge enabler of that. You know, and I think the essence of love might seem like a very underrated thing or a very melancholic thing, but it's really important, because if I said to you, provide me examples of where you see that in our daily society. You know, if I turn on the news, apart from the kind of fun item that comes on at the end, at the moment, there's so much kind of pulling us apart. And very rarely do I hear people talk about what the things we could do to bring one another together.
I mean, is love a difficult word for that? You know, because the idea of love, not in the context of a relationship or family, it's kind of lost all its meaning. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
Love meant something maybe in the 1960s and the summer of love and all that kind of stuff. That doesn't exist anymore. Is that where you want to go back? You know, these things are cyclical.
No, they are cyclical.
Do we want another sort of hippie 60s?
I mean, let's be clear, you're talking to a hippie, so of course I'm probably going to lean towards that, and I'm eternally idealistic and optimistic. And it's not so much the love of the summer of love in the 60s, it's more about how we center these things as an axis to think about things like empathy, care, compassion, understanding. You know, it's using that as a lever to draw on those things that I've mentioned so that we can think about how we can do things collectively again. And I think love is a good framework to work from to facilitate other things, because fundamentally,